take that out.
Yeah. Oh. No, I see this was city. That's
Yep, I live on my folks' farm right in the suburbs.
Yeah, there was a litigation.
Not to my face.
That's
How's that?
the correct.
Yeah.
The value remains in black.
No, we try and do the best we can to keep it clean.
Yeah, that's.
But I used to deliver to guys who are like.
So, well,
Really? And one registered now to deliver guys.
you know, we were.
Some people try to have the idea you're supposed to be operators, but as soon as that.
No, it's locked into place. No, I didn't.
Wow.
If I said that.
So did the kids, the grandkids, how are your grandkids?
It would have.
Oh, they have.
Did they?
Yeah.
So did you guys do the hot air balloon?
No, they called them,
Yeah.
but the people with the hot air balloon never did call back to set anything up. So, but we done our whitewater rafting.
How was that?
Oh, that was fun.
Was water ice cold?
Yesterday. Oh, we got the tractor degrees.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, it was fun, then we done that.
Really?
Uh,
Well, the good
Coaster
deals are
ride.
running.
Oh, the coaster in the,
down the hill.
down the hill? Was that fun?
Oh, yeah. Except that when you hit 27 mile an
Oh,
hour,
absolutely.
it automatically slows you down.
Oh, that's a.
Absolutely.
27 mile an hour, right down that hill on them curves.
Right?
You're way too long. Yeah, we had a good time.
So what you got there?
Well, I want to give this to you.
Oh, wait.
So, this is what we had at the Heartland
the
meeting,
amended.
this was actually for you, and so they went through and they were talking about certain sections, this is the, what they're getting ready to pass and what is highlighted in here. I wrote on here for you so that you know why they're taking it out or whatever.
Hey, buddy,
These
how
are
we
the
doing?
comments
Good, how are
inside.
you?
And then, so this
That's
is the
right.
new one that they're wanting to approve, they just gotta make the changes. Then,
Now, is that this week?
no, I don't think so. No, cause it's a Zoom, it's a Zoom.
It's a Zoom this week.
It's a Zoom this week, so, yeah, it might be over, I'm not sure, it might be over redoing, having it, completed again, I don't remember, but anyway. So remember when we were in the meeting and everybody was asking what all this was? So, that lady was on Zoom with us, and so she was telling us what each one of these meant. And so I just wrote on here for you, when, it was just the front, because the front basically set it off. Yeah, so I just wrote on here what it meant, you know, not spent yet, what is collected, adjusted account, what we owe for, services, that kind of stuff, because everybody was asking questions, where did all those figures come from? So that was the explanation, from the accountant.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just yours.
Okay, thank you.
But I just wanna make sure that I put that in there for you. Oh, and I did, here's another one too, I'm sorry, I apologize. So here's the other one, the profit and loss statement everybody was asking about. So I went ahead and did all that on the site for you too.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, so you
Well,
could,
that's other things.
well, it just
I
follows
understand,
this.
understand.
Well, yeah, and accounting is
Yeah.
backwards anyway. But I just thought you'd wanna see all that and see exactly
Sure.
what it is that's going
Yeah,
on,
do that.
so, okay.
So that Zoom meeting, is that for all this?
Yeah, I can't remember, it's a, I don't remember what the agenda is, I did send out the Zoom invite, but
Right
I,
here's
do
the one we had to stop.
you have the agenda?
For what?
Breeze.
Oh.
Somebody's gonna beat
Oh,
out.
it is the agreement, but the, with the risk pool and DMAC,
Yes.
per property, that's what it's over.
Just let it grow up in the weeds.
Okay, well, yeah, so that's at 10 o'clock
We're
then.
using it.
You can do Zoom if you want, or you can come
Do I
hang out
need,
with
should I need
me.
to just fill it?
Well, yeah, you should do it, she's gonna be here, and I think Nancy's Friday. And we'll do it, we're doing the Zoom, so I don't know who all will be there. But it's pretty good attendance, everybody was there.
Hey, what? 4-H camps are Mike and Jackie. you? Good. I'm enjoying the retired life
For this year.
for this year.
It's the first year.
We need a bigger room, we need an addition, we need an annex on the annex.
Nikki, where'd you sit down?
Morning, guys, gals.
By God, it's good to see you.
Been a long time.
You just went fishing in Canada.
I saw that, fishing in Canada.
Where's the
I'm
fish?
surprised they let you back into the country.
I was worried about getting out. No, yeah, back in it, it used to be that used to be a challenge, cause my name was on the, terrorist list, terrorist watch
sure.
list. Well, my address wasn't on there, the name was
Good
there,
morning.
and, yeah,
You know,
I used to have some problems.
okay, so we
I
have
got to talk to my driver's license.
Right.
I'm good to go, man.
so I have an employee that wants to use this out of benefits that has the 2 supervisor days. And we wanted to use them in 8-hour increments. So he took off part of Friday, and he wants to take off part of Monday. But they're working 10-hour days, so it has to be split. Is that gonna be okay? I mean, I feel like it's okay. He's using the whole 16.
Yeah.
But he can't because it's the 10-hour, because of 10-hour days, we require them to use,
Right.
to cover that other 2 hours. Are you listening? Supervisor days, 8 hours. We normally make them use them in 8-hour increments.
Yeah.
But since they're 10 hours now, they're short 2 hours. So he took off part of Friday and all of Monday, or he's taking off all of today, right? No, maybe it was last
Today,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, to me, because you're on 10-hour days, it kind of makes it a little, but I think it should be okay, because they're still used. They're not partially used, they're used.
Right, as long as you got it all used, the way it was set up.
Okay, so if you guys are okay with that, it was, here at Hosky, so, I'll go ahead and let Michelle know, because it should, I, those 3 days is listed as it's still there.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be okay.
That'd be all right, Nate.
Okay,
There's a seat over here, Al.
okay.
How are you, my good man?
How are you? Good. You're the one that's having a problem.
We're not here.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Where's she at?
Trying to, so he's bringing it. How funny. He just forgot to send it.
No.
It's all in, right? Yeah. Great now.
How many?
I think with this Mr. will be here today. I think it's great to get at least one. Yep, so I think she's got.
Bunch of little ones with the election.
Okay. Yes.
Put it someplace where it doesn't show.
Well, it's so slick and
And they need to get,
And that's the new one
need
you
to
got.
get their group together so they can get that question to you. Well, that's why that's on your agenda today, and their goal is to get somebody from each community.
That's why we have them like these.
What are you building?
Okay, so they're presenting that today. But I'm not.
The agenda, I don't see what.
Yeah.
It's right there in front of you.
I didn't know if it was wild west, and I didn't know if it was a section.
They're just trying to get a good mix of all the comments.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Oh. How you doing? How you doing? Good, how are you? Time to make hay. What's that? That's what you said. You got that? I didn't know that. He's on Kindle. So where is he? I think he's right ahead of us.
What?
Hearings.
Yeah, they set them up last week, they're not working.
I'm small.
You have that down Saturday.
That's the Saturday.
That's the Saturday.
Okay, I have 8:30, so
That'd be my third.
pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, public comment. We're gonna start going with that ordinance a little bit more, so you have your time up here, and that will be the only time you have to speak, so, use it wisely.
Alright, somebody's gotta be first. Alright, my name's Heather Knibble from Traer. So I wanna talk about the zoning administrator appointing today. So my opinion with talking to different people is I think you should not have a separate zoning administrator weed position. A lot of counties put it with the sanitarian, I know that's how it previously was done in Tama County. Talking to Chris Behrens, you know, there's ways that, he gave me a cost reduction opportunity. If you could put online system of septics for applying for septic permits, that would save him time, and he would have time to take on the zoning administrator activities. So my thought is, my job is cost reduction, that's what I'm about, let's make it efficient for the taxpayers. So I think, that would be the best opportunity, is let's make it, streamlined on different processes like that, to where instead of having one person at 21,000, let's put it with another position, and maybe it's not sanitarian, maybe it's another position that's already out there, but I think that you should have a combined position. This shouldn't be something separate. Zoning and weeds is not that big of a thing to do. I mean, right now there's more, but if you could automate these systems, I think that would help, and that would be a benefit for the taxpayers. So that would be my biggest recommendation. I think you guys need to think this through. I know the job was posted until June 30th. You need to leave it open, give an opportunity. I've heard of at least one person more that's applied since it was reposted last week. I know there's a couple others that were interested, probably more than that too. It wasn't in the newspaper. I mean, I think it'd be a good recommendation to put it in the newspaper. It is a good, right now with the issues going on in the county, it is a big issue that it does need someone that's in there, that's qualified, and that isn't biased. So, that's my recommendation, is I think you should get a big pool of candidates. I think you should leave it open till the 30th. I think you guys should discuss what you want to do and make the right decision. Thank you, guys.
Question, the new ordinance you guys are gonna be running under says everybody needs to remain seated. Where are you gonna find more seats for these guys that are standing?
I don't think anything's mentioned about seating.
It's
It
in
is.
here. It's
Page
number
4.
2,
Number 2,
On page 4.
law now.
maybe we'll have to read through no chairs.
And my second question concerns the zoning appointment possibility. I believe it needs to be tabled until you have a chance to interview more people. But I also want to know, have past employees of the two people you interviewed and contacted for reference? Checking references.
I respond to my board, so I have nothing to say.
I'd like to know if the past employers have been contacted.
Not to my knowledge.
Thank you.
Kurt, may I speak?
Yeah.
Thank you. David Turner, Tama County. I noticed our public hearing notice addresses the fact that we were going to talk about taking the auditor, taking roll calls, and motions and seconds off, but it doesn't address the issue of the 8:30 start time. No, there's not. I just wrote 8:30 at the top.
Oh, okay.
So that's all I had. Thank you.
Did you want that on there, right?
Well, Shane's going to live in Gladbrook. I have kind of the same issue with him about the 8:30. You are going to change these rules, and you are going to do it after the public hearing. But you've already changed them on your own. You went from 9 to 8:30, and you didn't follow the rules. Following the rules, you're still starting at 9 o'clock. You haven't changed them yet until after you have the meeting, but you just moving through it.
I was contacted by a lady who was involved with the, I believe, farmer's market on the board.
Yeah.
Something about getting porta potties over there for them. Would that be our responsibility?
I don't think that's our responsibility.
I don't think they have any access to one other than,
City Richardson.
yes.
Yeah, she's big in the farmer's market.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's our responsibility to do that.
Would it be, it's not against any rules if they don't want that?
That would be city.
Might be city.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper. Chamber of Commerce.
You don't have to have a courthouse. Okay,
Okay, I'll let her know.
all right, then you're okay.
Thanks, Kendall.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
And she's a real trader. I got a phone call about last week's meeting and very disappointed, very appalled that these kind of shenanigans would go on in this meeting place. It was my understanding from the Board of Supervisors that when they appointed somebody to a very important board position, the chief criteria that Mr. Anderson and Mr. Faircloth gave were one of impartiality and neutrality. Bill, I heard you say that in a meeting. Dan, I heard you say that in a meeting. Two things you were looking for in these appointments. The ability for someone to remain neutral, impartial, listen to both sides of the issues, pros and cons, not have a preconceived agenda when they come into a position. And I feel that that is not being done. I'm not sure what to call this, but not having our board chairman know anything about this appointment, to me, lacks disorganization, it lacks leadership, and it lacks a clear point of vision for this county. That if we three cannot sit down and talk about potential candidates. Now, have we gone this far down into the muck that we can't realistically, professionally explain what our viewpoints are? That is what I am asking you. Both of you have said, we want somebody impartial, we want somebody with common sense, somebody who can listen to both sides of the issue and not have a preconceived agenda. As my supervisors, I expect you to stand behind what you say publicly. Okay? So hopefully,
From here, we can proceed to find a candidate who is impartial, who's neutral, who's able to listen, pros and cons, and make an educated decision. Tavius was wonderful. I went to a couple of those zoning meetings that he was head of. I'm sorry we lost him, because he was excellent.
We were sorry we lost him
Yes,
too.
yes, he was excellent. He conducted those meetings professionally, did not get into all the little riffraff. He did his job professionally, he maintained professionality, he was impartial. If we could find a candidate like that, I think this would be good. Thank you.
Kurt?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can, I address something about solar panels here?
No.
I just thought I'd ask.
Alrighty, we have 8:45, so we'll go on. I'm gonna get a motion to approve last week's meeting minutes.
And I wanna add, it'd be last week's, Monday the 10th and June the 11th, your canvas, both meetings.
Both.
So this would be for both meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make that motion to approve both sets of minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Did Ben talk to you about?
Yeah, Ben's, he's, had a 9:30 hearing set up, that was set up before the change, so he's gonna be here about 9 and stay till 9:30.
Okay, alright. So we'll just go over again, human, resources.
Did you guys get a chance to look over the employee handbook? Okay, can I put it on the agenda to get it done?
Probably.
Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to know.
Okay, write that down.
Yeah, okay.
Probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I sent you out a clean version after all the highlighted, my messy highlighted ones, so. we could get that done, that would be great. I do have, the one question was on the cell phone reimbursement, and, Ben was concerned about the way it was written, but I didn't change the way it was written. It is what it's always been. So if you guys wanna look at that, it's towards the back of the book, probably in the last 5 pages of the handbook. Okay. That's it.
Is that it? Tammy?
Oh, yeah,
That is-
sorry.
Alrighty.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I get a motion, have you had a chance to move the claims?
No, I haven't. Do you wanna address the human resources discussion possible appointment now?
We can. If they wanted to, discuss the possible appointment of zoning and weed administrator. You can. The, first and foremost, I would wanna say that, last week when I found out that he was recommended, that was the very first time I ever heard of it at all. Tammy was up here in front of us and said that she wanted to get going on interviews. I did hear that. I was in on that conversation. But I had no idea who was getting interviewed and that decisions were being made. And I guess I was under the impression it goes to the 30th of June. So with that being said, hope that clears the air. Somebody asked me the other day if I knew nothing about it. I knew Tammy wanted to get going on this stuff, so I didn't know that part. But I had no idea who was, where. Day afterwards, I heard Laura Wilson got an interview, and that's all I knew, so. I guess my problem, I guess, is with the past. It's been troubled, and I guess getting sued has been a reason that we haven't done a lot of things with turbines and solar and everything else, so I just think this could be a good possibility of something like that happening in the future. So if we're worried about that with turbines, we probably should be worried about that overall. And I guess it's back open. Tammy put it back up there, so I guess I'm understanding it's going until June 30th?
Yes. That's my opinion. I would like to see it stay until 30th.
Okay.
We get any
That's
more
why I said
applicants, we can interview them and go from there. And then pick someone in July.
Okay, guess that would be the discussion about it then. Claims, did you get them yet?
No, I haven't got it yet. No, I get too busy talking.
Yeah, go ahead. Can we move on to resolutions? Okay, we need a resolution, Township Trustee Clerk compensation.
Okay, we had kind of talked about this at budget time, and our township clerks and trustees have been paid $15 a meeting since at least 20 years. I think when I first came, they got paid $10. And it's getting harder and harder to get people to commit to doing that. I don't know that this will make a big difference, but at least it shows that we're recognizing. I know a lot of it's volunteering. They are required to have 3 meetings a year, one to set up their budget meeting, one to have their budget hearing, and then one in the fall to do their financial statement. Sometimes there are more meetings than that if they're expense viewings. So my recommendation and what we had talked about was $25 per meeting, and I would like to present that to you to approve or discuss.
Well, I think you're right on target. It's very low. It's hard to get people to do these things. So with that, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 6-17-2024.
We'll call that A.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read it. Township Trustee and Clerk Compensation, whereas the Tama County Board of Supervisors currently authorizes that all Township Trustees and Clerks be compensated at the rate of $15 per meeting, and whereas the board has not given any increase in the compensation of Township Trustees and Clerks for many years, and given that there are at least 3 required meetings per year, more if there are fence viewing disputes, and whereas the Board of Supervisors now wishes to set a level of compensation and expectations as to the number of compensated meetings per fiscal year for the Township Trustees and Clerks. Now therefore be it resolved that the Tama County Board of Supervisors authorize compensation for required meetings of Township Clerks and Trustees at $25 per meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Roll call vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
resolution.
okay. Kurt?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Use of the courthouse lawn for the theater camp, July 15th to the 19th.
That is something that's been going on for several years. The Toledo Reading Theater does a theater camp for kids every summer, and there's usually between 30 and 60 kids. And so for their lunch break, they like to walk over and use the courthouse lawn, let them run off a little energy. They have, I think they'll have 3 or 4 adults with them, and they all always bring their own garbage cans and pick up their own garbage. And so they're asking if they can do that the week of July 15th through the 19th, from approximately 11:30 till noon on those 5 days.
I'll make a motion to approve use of the courthouse lawn for the theater camp.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I got claims,
Okay, can we get the claims, approved claims?
I'll make a motion to approve claims this week. They're $755,758.49.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Set drainage district levy.
Okay, that is something you guys, it's up to you guys to do every year. We have 2 drainage districts in Tama County. The only active one left is the one up by Traer. And these are a list of landowners that own property that has issues with drainage. So those landowners several years ago agreed to ban and make this district. And then they levy on themselves. And it goes into a special fund, and then if they have a repair or some tiling that needs done, it's paid for out of there for anybody in the levy district. And so this is up in Kurt's area, so he did visit with that person, and they wanted to keep it the same as the last time they levied, which is, was at 24%, I believe, which will raise, $3,596.80. So I just need you guys to, it's just a motion and a second if you choose to go ahead
Yeah.
and do that.
I'll make a motion that the drainage district levy is the same that it was.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Okay, EMS.
You wanna wait till 9:30?
I can do that portion and then we can wait for the resolution to line there.
Okay, hop up there.
Alright. Sounds good.
Like that.
Doing alright.
Good board, got any going on?
Oh, there's always something going on, so yeah, that's for sure. And yeah, we got 2 things there for you, just kind of a. Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, you got the culverts on G Avenue?
Yes, we just we should be getting it, the other one here today on that one. I think,
That's great.
so that should be opened up, probably either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on things, but, so, couple of culverts there on G Avenue, just south of Old Business 30 is kind of what we're talking about, that were washed out due to the flooding, almost a month ago. Those will be replaced there. We'll be cleaning up, miscellaneous culverts and bridges from debris, a lot of trees and corn stalks and stuff like that for, kind of opening up those there. This week we'll be working on 115th Street, near Hickory Hills. Last week we did some ditch work and replaced a culvert up there. And then this week we'll be kind of replacing that section, but it's all potholed. Putting a new sub base down and then new millings down. And then I guess we'll be getting a hold of Menats to do a seal coat on top of that. And then on P Avenue, that's just south of Highway 63 by Traer. I had said last week that the utilities were moved out of the way. They were not, I guess. So, Medicom will be finishing moving their line on Tuesday. So, and then they'll start working on moving the crane over on 220th, and pretty much on 220th Street, all that's left is the seating for that project. So, and then I guess the picture that I gave you is kind of from the assessor's page. So, last Thursday, Richard Novak stopped in, discussed a property that the county owns next to his house. So it'd be the one that's pretty much the creek looking. So his house is on the south side right there. So it'd be between those two properties, but the creek bank is eroding and getting closer to his house. And you'd like to kind of do something to prevent the erosion. I'm gonna see if the state would be willing to do anything, but I'm assuming not, since it's their culvert, but.
It's their culvert?
Well, so it's their culvert, but obviously all the, this is the right of way and the drain, all the drainage is in our area, so, but that's one of those weird ones where we own some land in the city is.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Yeah, so, that's kind of where I was gonna try to do a little bit more research on trying to get maybe a whole while and see what, I don't know, so.
But the only thing's gonna stop that erosion's riprap.
Yeah, exactly, and so, I mean, I'm just gonna try to do a little bit more research before it's like, that's probably the route we're gotta do is.
Tell the state, since they're tearing up that road, we'll bring some concrete and dump in there.
Yeah, there you go. Get the concrete that they're tearing up the road.
Just a thought.
And then, I guess lastly, just kind of an update on the RePower. Today they're gonna be starting to bring blades and power units in. They have started their hauling operations, so they've already, paid their portion of the hauling agreement. And then obviously we'll be, at the end of when they're finished, we'll be kind of going through the roads and making sure we're good to go on that. I didn't know if you want like every, it's mid-June here, but like, if you'd want like an update, like in the 1st of July, where things are at, or weekly, bi-weekly, and, cause I know that I'll be, meeting with Mid-America and their kind of contract coordinator. We'll be setting up a meeting kind of monthly to go over where they're
much need unless there's a problem.
Okay,
Yeah, I think monthly would be good.
okay, alright, then I'll plan on that,
Okay.
so. And then, I should have scheduled it for 9, but I didn't know we switched things, so,
It was a timing snafu. Yeah.
but that's alright, so. I'll
Fancy
just
word.
snafu.
I'm not gonna ask you.
Okay, thank you.
Don't ask.
Spell check.
Alrighty,
I do have one thing, a tree, questions?
go ahead.
Okay, well, cause a tree was taken down by Clark's Park and, an ash tree, and they piled it all in the ditch. And, you know, we're trying to improve Clark's Park, we have a new playground equipment, and they said the roads department, are you aware of this? The roads department was gonna remove all the tree junk from the ditch, it really is distracting, there, and it hasn't been done yet, so I'm just gonna wanna put a bug
You know
in.
where that,
Yeah, I know that when we did our, kind of our, what was it called? Chainsaw cutting class, that was one of the places that we,
That's a tree you cut up.
yeah, that's a tree you cut up, but
Just left it in the
apparently,
ditch.
apparently we left it in the ditch, so.
But I just
Um,
kind of put a bug in your ear if we can get that out sooner rather than later. Cause it really, this looks messy going there.
they're probably knee deep in spring right now, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
they're gonna be busy forever, but.
Yeah.
Some windy day, when it can't spray.
Are you gonna wait till 9:30 to do this?
Well,
I-
we got that drainage, or that.
I was
Right, your
thinking,
council thing, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
thinking so, since I got it scheduled, I
Yeah,
can't.
it was published as a public hearing.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Somebody was.
You should have time to go get some,
Don't be taking.
give me
off.
Dr. Pepper and some donuts.
I don't know.
Man, I don't want you to be bored.
Oh, well, I can hang around.
Alrighty. Set up and approve EMS advisory council.
Okay, you guys, a little while ago declared EMS an essential service, and so along with that resolution, you asked the EMS group to set up a council and recommend membership for you, and that's what they're here for today.
Okay. You got anything, Billy? Pretty self-explanatory, or?
This represents somebody from all services in the county except for one tool, we don't even get a hold of anybody down there. So we would like to observe it back open, so we can get somebody from down there to represent them, and then a citizen, 2 citizens from the county. And that helps to represent everybody, and just be really, make sure that we saturate, good, so from every area to really look at what each service needs. Try to make that determination on that. That's what we're looking for.
Alright.
We kind of start holding meetings
Yeah.
pretty much next week or the week after, if you guys approve this.
Okay.
Then this is the group that will have to make the report to you guys, starting next year, or if this passes, we'll have to make the report to you guys each year until council meets.
Great. Great. Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make that motion, to approve the EMS advisory council.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Okay, are you okay if I read the list so everybody knows?
You may.
Okay. So the recommendations are Julie Scadden, Tama County EMS Association, Billy Van Igman, Dysart EMS, Greg Johnson, Toledo EMS, Jeremy Cremines, 9/11 Director, Ryan Gudenbauer, EMA Director, Shannon Zopka, County Public Health Director, Jimmy Hicklin, Tama EMS, Sean Kennedy, Traer EMS, Alicia Lidke, Elberon EMS, Todd Baines, alternate for Elberon, Kern Kemp, Gladbrook EMS, Kathy Babrock, alternate for Gladbrook, Sharon Canoop, Cloutier First Responders, Sherry Parks, Garwin EMS, Ken Tanner Citizen, Dr. Heineman Citizen, and right now there's no representative from Montour.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Can I get a motion to Oh, we did that, didn't we?
Yeah, we already did it,
Okay. Tax certificate resident, reassignment. Dat 10-0225.
I think we have, Bruce Rhodes, yep.
Have you got all the parcel numbers and everything in front of you already?
Yes.
Alright, Lord Bruce. I would like to buy that little chunk of land. I think there's, I can give you the exact amount, $400 and some dollars, I would vote against it. We'd like to offer you half. See what you think of that. I'm looking to see, my wife sent me all the data on this thing, so she's smarter than me.
You're an honest man.
As far as how much is owed on it. $413 is owed on it. What do you guys think? You've got, I won't trouble you with the parcel number and stuff unless you want it on the record here.
It's right here, Bruce.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got that.
Little lot in Chelsea is what it is.
How about you pay the $413, we'll take the interest off, miscellaneous fees.
Done.
That'd be all right, you guys?
They're fine.
So the 413, I believe, includes that, everything.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
The taxes are $84,
Okay.
and the rest of it is interest and fees.
Then you'll get a taxpayer on that land and,
Maybe so.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So what amount do you want?
The taxes?
The $84, is that okay?
All right, you
Yep.
guys?
And then abate the
Yeah.
rest, the interest and penalties?
Yeah.
Okay,
Raise those.
okay.
yeah,
I pay elsewhere
yeah, you just
later?
go down to the treasurer's office,
Treasurer's office.
Okay.
yeah, and she'll get you all set up.
What's the final amount?
So the final amount would be $84, just the taxes in total.
Okay.
Yep, and the rest of it will be abated or forgiven.
I'm gonna show my stupidity now.
Yeah.
I'm paying 84?
You're paying $84.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought, alright.
Yeah, you can always pay more if you want, but.
No, we're good, we're good.
That's all right.
You guys will get it somehow. What's that?
You'll round off 500.
That's right. Alright, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Well, I think we do need to make a motion.
Yeah, you do need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to tax it.
I will second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Guess we should have done it before we left.
Yeah. You come back here.
Okay, we got 413. It's pretty easy.
His wife probably would have had him by his ears.
No, probably so.
Wait for engineer.
Do we adjourn this one and then?
You can go in recess till 9:30 if you want,
Okay, let's do that.
okay? I need a motion and a second to go into recess.
I'll make a motion to go into recess until 9:30.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and a second.
All right?
Aye.
Okay.
I think she can make sure you're right. I just thought
I've always watched water.
Maybe you can weld, check that first. I am good.
Good job.
I'm just surprised nobody's.
How's Mike today?
I'm alright.
Good? That's a good word.
Not so much, but the reason I'm sticking around is because I want to speak to you.
It's my defamation lawsuit. I was going to declare it.
Did this weekend? Did anyone show up?
My defamation of character lawsuit.
I don't know. I
didn't ask her yet, but that's why I figured.
probably not. And that's partially my fault too, because I wasn't there. I was official and then really fighting. So I be very vocal about it.
Right.
What we can do follow.
So I had 5. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but or ever been out there, but have you ever been out to Wendigo Acres?
I've heard of it. That's over like that.
Yeah, by Chelsea, or technically it's in Chelsea now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna do directions.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that away. But they had a Hobbit, and stuff. So I was out there and whatnot. So what I was thinking, because you guys done a lot of the past year, right? Because I feel like you've done like 2 or 3 that I've seen at least. Whatever, reunions or whatever done. So what I was thinking, since last year I wrote the first article, and when I do like a follow-up thing, like the first year of and whatnot. By the way, I saw it, they have a front lines deal and whatnot. I think that was cool.
I took this from our last fundraiser.
Right.
But I think it's at least,
Yeah.
I know, I was more than willing to. And I think this last event this past Saturday, that was my brother's wedding, I couldn't be there, and I literally didn't help out. So I think it'd be good to get some airtime. Because I think you raised like $6,000-7,000. So hey, I'll be over Wednesday. I got over 9 and stuff.
I said it's not a big deal. It's not right.
I didn't prepare for my speech for my brother's wedding, so I appreciated that on Saturday.
Yeah, just give me a text on it.
And I'll take more free. He's already got it.
Oh, through the gallon bag?
Oh, yeah. I took them out when I got home. And I made the mistake of not putting them in. Well, no, they were only out for about like half hour. She opened up the bag. I'll take the dollars and work for
I feel like one of these days, a late night, you know, you're a bit hungry, you know, it'll happen.
There's nothing in it that people can't.
I mean, it's all natural. It's all natural. It's not gonna kill you.
Yeah, might give you a bad taste. Liver, sour, right in the microwave, and a hand of beef. Egg. It's pork, so that's not.
So I could pop one.
I don't know that it would give you any words or anything like that.
It might quench my hunger for like a
Yeah, well, but, you know, they're frozen pork. Yeah, just give me a $3.99. I have breakfast in the morning, so you talk about
Yeah, I'll check to see what the schedule is. Now the school's out.
Say hi to Jack and everything.
I usually try to wake up and look at the schedule on that day and that week. So I will.
Yeah, we always have breakfast together Wednesday at 9 o'clock, so I'll pick one up and then bring it back afterwards, and I'll be home by like 11.
I'll let you know.
Good day.
You too.
So yeah, I think that'll be cool, and I'm a bit behind right now because like I had like three feature assignments at once, and then the election threw everything off. So it'll probably be a couple weeks. But, and I don't know if you want to meet in person again or want to do it via email. Well,
We can come down here. You can meet up there.
It'll be up to you guys. I don't care.
Unless you want to just do some questions. It's up to you.
No, it's up to you guys. I don't care. You guys decide. I don't really care.
I'll reach out to them. I'll reach out to the other guys. I'd really like to get a picture of the one who comes to this latest project. They got some two chairs. He brings a lot of experience, honestly. He was at I just take
Well, I know we met last time, so I wanted to just throw that out there instead of just saying, I'll send you a few questions, you know what I mean? So, here we are. Like I said, I don't know, Ruby may have been there, I don't know, but I just wanted to, I had that thought of doing a year review thing anyway, so. So where'd you get our board?
online.
Yeah, but like, what do you do? I've been ordained for years.
I think it was like, I just had to get my first name, my last name, and then email address. But then of course where they get you is they get you fucking, you gotta buy the certificate.
Let me find it here, hold on. Ooh, I'm a Judas. Yeah, man.
I have to go to my other doctor tonight because I really don't understand.
I'll be checking it out. I like that a lot. Check it out. Add to my repertoire.
Well, Judas, Buddhist, there's somebody, you know.
No, I'll reach out to the other guys and see if they want to answer some questions. I would like to get, like I said, I would really like to show appreciation to So I'll reach out to them and see
Hobbit event anyway. I was hanging out with a lot of hobbits, elves, dwarves. Gandalf walked by at one point.
He's sitting right back there.
No room back there today, huh? No room back there to sit today, huh? No room to sit back there today?
No, not today.
Oh, and congratulations on winning your primary.
Thank you. I was very humbled by all the support.
Well, since they reported Dysart first, you looked like you had a landslide.
I know. Well, when they came out with the right at 8, I was like, holy smash. Now it got really nerve-wracking because that
Dysart came in first, yeah.
Then you have to have all the other ones come in, so I didn't want to get too comfortable because they're not all counted,
It's got to be exciting, though, right? To see those results. I've never been on that side of it.
I don't even think it's really fully sunk in yet.
We have a few months.
That's right.
You'll get used to it.
It's just the amount of support. I think I was tasting it was like 189 texts, 50 missed calls, 60 some, and I finally told my wife, I'm like, take my phone, I can't.
Yeah, you need a social manager now.
Yeah, I'm gonna need like a personal assistant just to walk around and keep up.
Well, people have social media managers that just do all their responses and stuff. I haven't heard of the sheriff needing one, but you know, maybe this day and age.
But no, it's been, the support's been overwhelming. I'm excited. It was a very humbling to know that you got out there and voice there, cast their vote. I'm glad it was, decisive and close, like everybody was planning it to be, so I was very, very humble. Still I'm reeling in from holy smokes.
So then, somebody else would be appointed to the Board of Health then after you take over as sheriff. I'm assuming you'll have too many duties, right?
That's I don't know. I was actually going to ask the supervisor at some point.
You have 5 minutes before they come back from recess.
Well, I was going to say that I don't know. I don't know if I can stay on it or if I'm going to have to. I don't know. I would like to stay
That might
on.
be a county attorney question. I don't know.
I would like to stay on, but
I mean, is there anything in the sheriff rules that say you can't split your time like that, or? Because I don't think there'd be anything on the Board of Health side that said the sheriff can't be the appointed person.
I don't think there's anything because there's a lot of sheriffs that are part of a lot of boards.
Well, and it would also depend on your time commitments, I guess. I don't know, being a first-year sheriff,
And that's where
you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. Yeah.
I know, especially obviously the first year is going to be very, very, what's the right word, time consuming. And, I hope to get to the point where, it's a well-oiled machine. And obviously I don't plan on going anywhere for quite some time.
This is what they do every January, set the date and the time. But I'll go ahead and put it on the agenda again, maybe back when this is. You guys agreed that 8:30 was a better time. I'll go ahead and put it on the agenda again. After public hearing stuff. It is, which is what they do it every year. This is for January, when they do it.
I'm behind kind of some stories. Actually, currently, my next one for next week. But, a year in review on him just for this
For the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Right. So it's changed every January. It used to be on Tuesdays. So that way we are stuck with it forever.
Stories for the next 2 weeks, and then I'll probably reach out or like the week before. I thought the resolution now was. I just wanted to know what you meant. So
Set the time. So the meeting
I wish I could have been there.
The 8:30 is at the bottom.
I had to say, hey, how are you?
On the bottom are all the minutes since they decided to do that. they also want to revise it to include part about remaining seated for the whole meeting. That came up this week.
We do that when we discuss it at the 3 hearings.
Do you have to have that announced though, is what we're all changing?
It will be published, and then once it's published, then it's official. We
But I
can
mean,
discuss it at the 3 hearings and be in the
But if
minutes.
the people only think the hearings are for those two things and they don't realize it might be for, if we're adding other stuff to change.
I think if they were to be here, they would contact me.
See that follow through? Okay, we have 9:30, so we get this meeting started. Bill?
I'm absent.
9:30. Where's, oh, there he is. Incognito.
For a second. Go.
Well, you got a big.
I'm trying to hide it.
Oh, okay. Public hearing? Resolution 6-17-2024.
B. Yes.
Alright. Would you like to read that, Laura?
Yes.
Please.
Whereas Tama County desires to classify certain roads on area service system in the, on the area service system in the county to provide for a minimal level of maintenance and to restrict access by means of a gate or barrier. And whereas the Tama County Board of Supervisors, after consultation with the county engineer, has the authority to specify certain roads within the county as area service C roads pursuant to Iowa Code Section 309.57 and Tama County Ordinance Number 1-2-2008D. And whereas the county engineer has requested to reclassify a portion of P Avenue, starting from 2142 P Avenue and continuing north to the terminus of 200th Street and Area Service C Road. And whereas a public hearing was held at 9:30 a.m. on June 17th, 2024 to discuss the reclassification. And whereas there were or were not, depending on how the hearing goes, objections. And whereas it is understood that the level of maintenance applied to the road will be as listed in the Tama County Ordinance Number 1-8-2008D. And whereas the only persons who will have access right to the road shall be 1. The owner, leasee, or person in lawful possession of any adjoining land. 2. The agent or employee of the owner, leasee, or person in lawful possession of any adjoining land. 3. Any peace officer. 4. Any magistrate. 5. Any public employee whose duty it is to supervise the use or perform maintenance of the road. 6. Any agent or employee of any utility located upon the road. It would be E Avenue commencing from the driveway located at 1355 E Avenue, the west side of the South Iowa River Overflow Bridge, and continuing north to about 1800, oh, that's not it?
That's my bad.
Okay, that's a cut and paste I needed to take out. So, disregard E Avenue. Shall be classified as a Service C road and shall have restricted access and a minimum amount of maintenance. Okay, so the hearing has started, so if anybody has any comments,
Can I ask where that location is?
It would be, it's currently a level B road, it's just south of Traer. It's between, 210th and 220th Street up there.
200th Street.
Yeah, well,
North.
yep, on the north, but the south would be 200.
South of the 200 Street.
Yeah, so it's just kind of in between those. It's currently a level B.
Yes.
My son just told me about these level C roads down in Nebraska County just yesterday. We were talking about it. And, there's a level C road down there that goes to, some farm property. And the owners are in charge of maintaining it. And I guess they plant crops, right, through the road. And it's still a level C road, and anybody that can drive through there, this is what he explained to me, not what the legal, He said anybody can drive through that field after the crops are harvested or before the crops are planted. They can use it for public use. But he was interested in buying a property at the end of this road. And so what about if you don't own this part of this level C road, but you need an easement to get to your property? And, on the people that could use this, could it be included that for an easement to get to your property if you were a landowner?
if you had land on the other side or.
Yeah.
It's not like it's closed though, is it, Jim?
No,
It's
it's
not closed.
It's open, when the crops are not in the field. They farm, he said they farm right through it.
Well, this would be, if you own the land, on either side of the road on P Avenue, you'd have access to it. So if they were to sell it to somebody else.
Even if it was at the end of P Avenue?
So right now, it's between, the north side is 200th Street, and then there's a house on, yeah.
I think Jim's question is, like, if you own the properties and the road goes in between them, but he owns a patch on the end of that road.
True.
Yeah. Oh.
And he needs that for access.
Have to have access.
Well,
You have access to that.
I would.
And it would just be off of, not during the crop season, access then. That's the way they do it down
Basically
there.
right up in here. Well, yeah.
And of course, every instance may be a little bit different.
Well,
Somebody does need access. On another road sometimes.
Well, I think it's addressed in number 1 there, isn't it, Ben? Any person in lawful possession of any adjoining land is granted.
Oh,
access.
you did say that?
Number 1,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Question answered.
Yeah, thanks. Good job.
Can you plant, on a county?
I don't know, not the Tama County.
No.
Okay.
No.
So there would always be access.
There'd be access.
Yeah.
It'd just be
To the landowners,
To
yeah.
the landowners.
Any other discussion? Yes, sir.
Yep.
What's the reason you wanna make the level C versus B?
I was approached by a landowner that he was having issues with people driving on it when it was, doing some mudding and all that sort of stuff, and he was wanting to close it off so he would have access, and he knew when it was dry that he could access it, so that's okay. Yep.
Yeah, I'm Mike Snyder, and I'm a landowner on the I've been there since 1994. And the only thing that I kind of have a problem with is I do have some neighbors that are respectful, that use that road, that drive on it when it's dry, and that's fine. But in the last several years, we've had a lot of people conversations with one of the landowners that's not here today, Warren Dostal. They have their field all in CRP. Kids are coming off the road on 220th Street. They're going all the way up his waterway. They continue up my waterway. They get to Salt Creek, and then they go over to the dirt road on P Avenue, and then they go north on the dirt road. And it got so bad last summer that we couldn't even mow the hay. The hay was knocked down so bad on the waterway there. And biggest concern I have is liability. These people don't have permission to be out there, and my wife has counted as many as 10 kids on dirt bikes and motorcycles in that CRP, and then also going down our waterway to the creek and then out. So that's the reason we would like to have it just for the landowners.
So does that mean he gates it off and that would prevent the other people from coming?
The
County
county would provide the gate, and then we'd give keys to the landowners.
We've done that before, it's worked very well.
Okay, any other comments? Can I get a motion to accept this resolution?
You got anything else, Ben?
I think we're good, yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 6-17-2024B.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call?
Kurt?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Okay, it's,
I think we're done.
shut that up for you.
Okay, and I'll adjourn you at 9:40.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura.
Have a good one, Mike.
Nice. Jumps up like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it's classified as a little beach. You gotta understand that's the county road. Yeah, but that's the thing, why exactly they put that as long as on me, because I'm like, I would think we'd wanna, but the thing is, I think in that area, the right of ways are like 40 feet, and so, yeah, I did, because I planned to do that, but then, that's right. Probably already seen it slower. I'm just running out of cuts out one around January.
Don't get me.
It's fine. Yeah. That's why.
Good, how are you?
Good meeting, huh?
see it.
Oh, there's Tammy. I guess
So I talked to her again this morning and I said, to say that she did and I know she's done 2 weeks ago was the wedding.
Little dude's a good dancer. You taught him how to.
you learned from me.
Make the system work. Well, let me teach my family, you know how to